Hey there, folks. I'm Joe Crawford of artlearn.com. Pretty much every day I got a CSSBattle.dev do the daily target and record myself doing it. That's what I'm going to do right now. Look at that. That is an interesting set of shapes. So we have a cutout negative shape. So how do we make that thing? I think that's an interesting one. What if we did it in two parts? What if we did that in two parts? Okay, so two elements side by side. Put this on the body, and let's. My impulse is to do this with the display flex, but that's not a great idea. Not really. So let's 0, 200, 0, or 0, 200. Okay. No, 260, 10. Okay. All right. All right. We need to push it down 3, 4. So top margin 50. Great. We need to push it over. Let's decrease this number. Push it over. How about 100? Too much. How about 90? 90. How about 92? Boom. The height needs to be what, 200? Yeah, the height is correct. All right. Now, this margin needs to be more. 200? Nope. A little less than that. 190. Okay. And then P plus P is scale minus 1 and translate 100 pixels, let's say. All right, let's make this negative. Minus 1, 200, 220, 30, 40, 50. Okay. I think we've got the pieces that we want. How about 102 pixels? How about 98 pixels? Okay. So we made that. Let's make a clip path. Clip path, polygon. So in theory, what I've made is two things that are symmetrical with each other. So one is the flip of the other. I hope that's accurate. So the points of this polygon are 0, 0, 100%, 0, 10 pixels, 160 pixels, 70 pixels, let's call it 80%, 180 pixels, and then down 70 pixels, 100%, and then 0, 100%. So, okay, so we kind of have the points. They're not right, but, they're close. Let's make the second point. So what do we need to do to make that work? All right. So 0, 100%, 0. So is this number 192? I think that's 192, 100. Okay, so that's a little better. So I adjusted the numbers and I like where that's going. So 0 is the top left corner, 100% 0 is the top right corner. And then we go 10, let's make that 20 pixels over, or 10 pixels, and then 40, 50, 12, 13, 14, 13. 13, 150 pixels, and then that's pretty close. Let's submit that. I'm curious to see if that'll do it. I think we've got a 99.9% situation. Nope, that's 100%, and we're going to take it. Minify, unit replace, submit. Yeah, and that's a pretty good score as such. Okay, turn that ampersand there. I think that I can submit. Okay, final submit. So that's 67. What if we just did it with all gradients? So what would that be? I think that what that would be no margins, all background. We're going to say conic gradient at 200 pixels, and the light green 75%, and the dark green there. We move it over 50 pixels. More over 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 8, 9, 100. There it is. Okay, great. And then it's about what are the gradients to cover that will work. I think what I want to do is a limited linear gradient. So let's see what one of those is, comma, and I'm going to say 0, 0. I went to the word red and say no repeat. So there's my linear gradient. So what I want to do is create this shape, I think. So I'm going to move it over 100 pixels and then down. Too far down. How about 20, 30, 40, 50? Okay. I move it over a little bit more. 110 over. Yeah. The width of that, 120. Great. 50, 60. Okay. So that's the size of it. Now, if I give it an angle, 30 degrees, so there's my angle. It's completely wrong. How about minus 30? Minus 30, minus 40, 50, 60. 60 minus 60 degrees is correct, it looks like. How about 40, 50, 60, 55? Okay, so that's that light color. $55, $54, $53, $56, $57. How about 100 pixels? How about 100Q? 110Q. 101, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. Okay, so there's that one. Kind of messy, that. But if I copy and paste that guy and then move him over, put that angle there. Let's make that angle be minus 120. And I'm going to set red so I can see this thing. Is that what I want? No, that's not what I want. How about 120? That's what I want. Okay, so now I'm going to move that over. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then down 100. Let's see if we get 100% with that. That is 100% match. Let's stash the color stops as S. That's this. And I can replace that with var S. A nice trick. That's working. The positions we can't stash, but then the size and repeat we can. We'll call that R. And then drop in a var R. Let's submit that and take a look. So that's the more CSS illustration way to do it. Minify, unit replace, resubmit. And that's it. That's 2 ways. I like that. And that's not as good a score. Probably there's other ways to do that I'm not thinking of right now, but that's okay. There'll be another puzzle tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Go make a webpage. I'll see you around. Bye.